Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm on my way to go get my car washed, and I'm getting my hair done in a couple of days, which is why I got this little wrap going. I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, not me swerving on the road, see? But what I gotta say, guys, for real, is we need to guard our heart. I don't know if I'm talking to everybody. It's not no men, it's not women. I'm talking to everybody. We really need to guard our heart. And when I say that, it means you have to protect yourself. Because I'm just driving and I just realized, like, a couple months back, I what's the proper word for that? I reinitiated, and I went back to a past relationship, right? That I just knew. I guess I didn't know for sure, right? But I should have known for sure that this, especially with all the growth I've done with myself in the past year, that there is no way this past thing could ever serve me. Like, I should have known that straight up. And because there was so much, like, there was so much history, I would say, in that situation, it still made me, I guess, go back to it, right? And then of course, like always, like normal, these things have a way of just ending up the same way. Like, the same thing happens and it doesn't work out, and then you're hurt again. So, and the thing is, I'm going to keep saying that I should have known better, right? Because there is no way. Back then, that situation did not fit me back then. So there's no way, with everything I've been doing in this past year, all these changes I've been going through, that it would have fit me now. Like, there's absolutely no way. I have to put these glasses on. It's bright. So, but I ended up making a choice to do it anyway, which was a poor decision on my part. And like I said, it ended. And when that happened, I was broken again. It felt like everything that I went through, all, the changes I've made, it dragged me back to a place in me, an unhealed place in me, that I really thought I healed from. And I did heal from, because it wasn't there anymore. But because it ended up being the same old thing that I should have never went back to, it really took me back to a place that I graduated from. It took me back to a place that I wasn't even supposed to be in no more. It took me back somewhere that it just wasn't me anymore. But nevertheless, I was hurt. Nevertheless, I was heartbroken. And what this video about is today is that the reason we need to guard our hearts is because not only I was hurt and heartbroken, being hurt and heartbroken leads you to making certain decisions after that, to cope with how you feeling, that are not you either. So not only did I went back to something that wasn't me anymore, so this thing caused a tear. It caused pain in my life unnecessarily. And I'm going to say unnecessarily because, like I keep saying, it's not something that I was supposed to go back to. So it caused unnecessary pain. And now, after that, to cope with that pain, I made some unnecessary choices. So now, I with all the progress that I had made, it drug me back. And I just think God, the Lord Almighty, that even in that God protected me, and He didn't let me sink too low. He didn't let me go too hard. You feel me? But definitely ended up coping and doing unhealthy things to cope with how I was heartbroken. Like, things that God had took me out of, things that God had delivered me from, I got dragged back into them. And something in the back of my mind, not even in the back, in the front of my mind, knew that I was not gonna stay there. Like, yeah, I'm just doing this right now. I know I'm doing this because I'm feeling hurt right now, but this is not where I'm gonna stay. I know for a fact, like, I'm gonna heal. So, and the thing is about me, I always had that feeling in my mind. Everything I've been through, and I don't claim to be the person that's been through so much in life. I hear so many people who've been through a lot, but just for me, with everything I've been through, I've always had a voice in my head telling me that, hey, you're gonna make it through this. You're gonna get past this. This is not the final round. This is not the final say. And I do thank God for it. But, you know, once again, I found myself doing certain things that I had let go of. And it's like, this is the exact reason why we need to guard our hearts. Because when you end up back into those old places, you don't know what the plan is for you. You're putting yourself in danger when you go back to old things, old people, and old places that are no longer meant for you. You are literally putting yourself in danger, and you are jeopardizing, come on, all that hard work that you have done to change, to become a better version of yourself. You are putting all of that in jeopardy. And the thing about it is, like, it's one thing when you go in there, all right, you made a mistake, you go in there and then you experience that and you come out of it. But what we have to realize is not everybody comes out. Sometimes you make a decision, and that decision is so costly that it's not something that you go in and you get out of it. This is something that now you have to deal with the repercussions of that decision on a continued basis. Like, this is now something that you did because you were broken, or you wasn't guarding your heart properly, and you were doing things that you knew you wasn't supposed to do. Now the consequences of that choice you made, now you have to deal with consequences that may last even a lifetime, or just may last so long or longer than you even was in that situation. Like, this is like long lasting consequences, and you're like, Lord, how did I get here? Thankfully, that wasn't my situation, but at the same time, it's still disappointing. It's still disappointing to see yourself sink back or go back to things that you know God delivered you from, that you know that it's not even you anymore. Like, when you making these decisions, and it's like a shame comes over your heart, because you're like, yo, this is not even me anymore. It's not even me. And I prayed hard for God to deliver me from this situation, and not only to deliver me, but to heal me from this situation. Because deliverance, that there's a process. First you come out of it, and then you got to deal with all the shame, and then you get healed from it, and then you solidify. You don't feel no shame about it. Now that's your story, that's your testimony that you could speak to people about and help others. So that's really the process of it. And when you go through that process, and then because of on you, your mistake was not guarding your heart and understanding what's not for you anymore, what is for you and what's not for you anymore, because you failed to guard your heart in that one circumstance. You fell back into that mess that God delivered you out of. So there is a shame that comes with that, and you are very disappointed in yourself, which brings me to my message today, why it's very important to analyze every opportunity, every relationship, friendship, everything that comes your way, especially on your way out of a situation, when you are growing as a person, when you're finding yourself, when you're becoming the best version of yourself. It is so important to analyze everything that's coming your way. Anything that wants to come into your life, whatever it is, whatever kind of opportunity, whatever kind of relationship, whatever it is, you have to analyze it, and you have to analyze it well. And you have to see, is this for me? Is this for me? Especially if it's something from the past, does this fit who I'm becoming? Not even who you are right now. Does this fit my future? Like, you may not even know everything of your future, but you have big dreams, you have big goals, and you have to see like yourself in the future, and you have to like the big dreams, the big goals that I know that I'm capable of accomplishing. Does this opportunity, does this relationship, does this deal, does this fit that? And you have to make that decision, because the moment you get lazy, or you get rusty, or you don't take it serious enough of what's coming into your life, these are the things that we end up not guarding our heart against. And these things come into our life and they wreak havoc. They wreak havoc. They throw you back, and they throw you back somewhere, or they put you in a new tough spot, a new hole that you've never even been in. And you're asking yourself, yo, how did I get there? How did I get here? And how long do I have to be here? Because you don't even know how long it's going to have you in that predicament. You feel me? So it's like, it is so important to guard your heart, protect yourself. Everything is not allowed here. Everything is not allowed here. Everything doesn't fit here. This is not for everybody. I am not rated E for everybody anymore. It's hard when you come from a place of especially rejection. That's for me. So it's like when you are someone who feels rejected, now it's like you go into a place of trying to accept everything. Now when you experience some acceptance from others, from anything, it's like you don't know, like you don't choose. Like it's I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but when you have dealt with rejection, now when you've experienced a level of acceptance, you just accepting everything, you know? And this is the setup. This is a setup, and this is a setup for your downfall, because at any time in your life, no matter what, you need to be able to vet everything, analyze everything that comes into your life, and don't let what you have been through stop you from having a standard about yourself. It's like when you've been treated wrong, and then you think that you're gonna go out there, and then the first guy who does something different, oh, that's your guy. No, that's not it, because different guys are different. Not everybody's gonna treat you how you've been treated in the past, but that doesn't mean that every good guy or seemingly good guy that comes into your life, that means he's the one. No. You still gotta vet them. You still gotta follow protocol. You feel me? So that's what it is when you've been rejected. Now you go into space. If you're not healed and you don't get some understanding, you go into a space of trying to accept anything because it feels good to finally have acceptance. No, everything can't go, everything doesn't fit, no matter what, how far you've grown, no matter what difference you have made in your life, no matter how much you have bettered yourself, everything can't go. We can't accept everything. I know it feels good. I know that acceptance finally feels good when someone actually wants to be in your life. I know it feels great. Okay, but we don't move from rejection to accepting everything. No, you have to treat yourself right. You have to treat yourself exclusive. And especially in that growth state, because you need a lot of separation. You can't be up in everybody's face. Everybody can't be up in your face. So you need a lot of solitude to think, to gather yourself, to build yourself up, to allow God to do some work in you. You need all of that. So I say all that to say this: in that time, or for the rest of your life and moving on, we have to guard ourselves. We can't allow anything in. We have to understand the trick of the enemy that tries to trick us and make us accept things that are not for us, or or feel like we're missing out on something. That's a big thing. That the FOMO, fear of missing out, that's how he really gets us for real. And then we go and we do things that are not us, never was, never will be, and then you fall into some type of trap. You fall in, you with the wrong person, or you under a contract with something that is not supposed to be, you not even supposed to be under contract with. You have to and everything's a contract. Whether it's a work contract, business contract, relationship, friendship, everything's a contract. So we have to be very selective of what we allow in our lives, especially if you want to grow, especially if you want to be your best self. And I just had to give that gem to you guys, because you know I done messed up, and I was off my I was off the path. Never really off the path, but putting myself in jeopardy for probably like a month or two straight off that heartbreak, baby. And it's never worth it, and it just distracts you. It's really meant to distract you from your focus, because you know, like, I just believe that not everybody want to see you win, especially there's some powers that be. So remember that and stay focused, guard that heart, don't let anything, everything in. All right.